Hi viewers, this is Sajjad Hussain and you are watching my YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss with you a very popular novel by James Joyce, and the name of the novel is A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, which is a highly autobiographical novel. And James Joyce is said to be a modernist novelist, and he is a pioneer of stream of consciousness in literature. Now the genre to which this novel belongs is called Kunstroman. This is a German term which means a novel or a writing in which the development of an artist is discussed. This novel is a bit difficult to follow, and the reason being that there is a stream of consciousness in it, and in stream of consciousness the incidents and events are not narrated in a sequence. There is no chronological order. In fact, all these incidents and events are jumbled and haphazard, and there are unannounced jumps and shifts between the present and the past. Now it really becomes difficult for a reader to understand the action. However, the advantage with this technique is that the novelist does not invent anything on his own. In fact, he tries to portray and he tries to present what is actually happening in the heart and mind of the characters, and this is what gives realistic aspect to the novel. Now let's come to the summary of the novel. The novel revolves around Stephen Dedalus, who is the protagonist, who is the central character. And when the novel starts, he is a scared young boy who is dependent, who is docile, and who is highly insecure. But as the action progresses, we find out that he turns out to be a highly independent and free floating and confident artist by the end. Now there are different stages and there are different levels that he undergoes in order to achieve that transformation, in order to achieve that transition by the end. And I'm going to discuss all these important transitions and all these important stages that greatly contribute to his personality. As the novel progresses, we find out that he studies at a school named Klangwis, and this is an expensive boarding school. There are a couple of important experiences that are made by Stephen at this school that greatly contribute to his thought process. He is pushed into a cesspool by one of the bullies of the school, and later on he is shifted to an infirmary where he is treated because he catches cold, and he is taken care of by a very sympathetic person whose name is Brother Michael. And later on he is unjustly beaten by one of his teachers, and he complains against that teacher on the instigation of his class fellows. And this is how he gains in confidence, and this is how he increases his confidence and courage. We find out that during summer vacation he has to enjoy and he has to live in the company of Uncle Charles and Mike Flynn, who is a friend of Uncle Charles. Mike Flynn has been a very popular athlete, and he trains him how to run races and how to keep himself physically fit. At the same time, he starts studying Alexander Dumas' novel, The Adventures of Monte Cristo, and after reading that novel, he assumes himself to be that hero in the novel, and he starts undertaking different enterprises. And after the summer vacation is over, he is informed by the family that they are going to shift to Dublin because their financial position is going down and they cannot afford to send him to this expensive boarding school. So at Dublin he is admitted to Belvedere College, and at college he starts developing an interest in writing and acting. We also find out that there are a couple of incidents and events that are very vital and that are very important to making of his personality. The first of these incidents is his experience with a Dublin prostitute. He encounters her and he is attracted by her, and he commits the sins of flesh not once but many times. And after this, he starts living a life of debauchery, he starts living a life of prostitution. And after that, there's a 3 days retreat at the college, and in this retreat the rector of the college delivers a trio sermon regarding sin, punishment and hell. And in this sermon he points out the torments of hell and the punishment that the sinners will have to undergo in hell. Now this is hair splitting and this is blood clotting for Stephen, and he greatly repents for the sins that he has committed. After this, he starts living a life of piety, he starts living a life of virtuosity, he starts living in complete virtuosity, and he attends his mass services regularly. And this devotion and this dedication to religion is noted by the rector of the college, who offers him priesthood. But after some thought and after some pondering, Stephen realizes that priesthood is not his cup of tea, and he would not like to become a priest. Rather, he would pursue art and beauty, and he would like to become an ardent and devoted lover of art and beauty. At the same time, he sees a girl wading through the river, and the sight of that girl is so fascinating, is so attractive for Stephen, that there is a fit of epiphany. There is a moment of epiphany. There is a sudden realization that comes to him, and he comes to realize that to have love for beauty and art and sensuality is not something bad. So he decides to become a free floating artist. At the university, he openly shares his thoughts with his close friend whose name is Cranley, and he gives his own ideas regarding beauty and art. And by the end of the novel, he decides to give up all familial and social and religious pressure in order to become an independent and free floating artist, and he leaves Ireland forever. Now, there are different themes in the novel that are very crucial, that are very vital. For example, there is theme of life versus art, there is theme of innocence versus experience, there is a theme of soul versus body, then there is a theme of politics, there is a theme of religion, there is a theme of family, and there are 2 incidents in the novel that are very important in order to bring out the important themes. The first of these is Christmas dinner quarrel. Christmas dinner is the first time when Stephen is allowed to sit in the company of elders at the dining table, and this is a momentous event in his life, but it turns out to be a complete disaster because of the rift and because of the quarrel that takes place between Aunt Dante and his father's friend Casey. In fact, they discuss the death of Parnell, the Irish patriot, and they have a contradictory opinion, and the discussion becomes so heated that Aunt Dante leaves the place, stamping her feet on the ground. Now this is what suggests that politics is such a controversial issue that it can create rift even among the friends and the members of the family. And the second important idea that can be highlighted after reading the novel is Stephen's indulgence in the life of debauchery and then there is an extreme shift to the life of piety. Now, from the life of evil and from the life of wrongdoing and from the life of misdeeds and from the life of sins, he shifts to another extreme, and it is absolute piety and absolute religiosity and absolute virtuosity, and there is no balance in his life and there is no harmony in his life. And this is an important idea in the novel, that in order to lead, in order to live a purposeful life, a peaceful life, one should have balance and one should have harmony in one's life. As I have already discussed, stream of consciousness is there, symbols are there, and epiphany is also there. So these are the important devices that have been employed by James Joyce. Viewers, I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. Keep watching, keep following. Those who haven't yet subscribed my channel, do subscribe it. Thank you very much.